Welcome to another OCD Recovery Instagram Live. I'm going to be doing two of them today, back to back, because there's quite a lot I wanted to speak about. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is sleep. Now, with sleep, it's a subject that it's a problem where there's very, very limited information properly about sleep and what it involves. And what recovery involves. Far too often, doctors give out medication for sleep, which is a very slippery cycle very quickly of things that the person definitely doesn't need. And what happens is it sets up a cycle where the person is constantly chasing, then trying to get to sleep, setting up a lot of nighttime rituals, such as warm, hot baths, winding down, going to bed earlier, trying to relax, all these different things, which they then set up a huge routine to get themselves to sleep. And the problem is they're then getting very, very scared of not getting to sleep, because the normal fuel that's fueling not sleeping is one, anxiety symptoms, which is keeping the body alert and awake. But then what happens is the person becomes scared of, what if I can't sleep? What if, because I can't sleep, it damages my body, makes me ill, more likely to get ill, diseases, so on? What if I have a heart attack? What if I can't function at work? What if I can't have a clear mind? What if I never get out of this cycle? What if I'm locked in that cycle every night, every day for forever? What if every single thing that goes with that? Now, that can be very subtle. This is what's not often mentioned. With sleep, it can be very subtle. So the individual can be very subtly, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fight off loads of mosquitoes that keep flying in this corridor. What happens is it can be very subtle with sleep. Just by sort of being aware of, in your head, I really hope I sleep tomorrow because I've got a big day. I really want that. But I'm calm about it. I'm relaxed. It knows that. Okay, so it's sleep is very subtle like that, and then you stay awake, then you're fretting, I can't get to sleep, rolling over, tossing over all the time endlessly, and then hours go by, and then you feel like you're literally like the only person awake in the world, and you're thinking, Jesus, this is never going to go. I've got 4 hours tonight where I'm on my own in bed, and then you start dreading that situation. You dread the bedroom. The bedroom becomes like a battlefield to you. You start fearing the bedroom. You fear being in bed with a partner because you can't sleep, and then seeing them sleep, and then feeling lost, trapped, and it very quickly, for the sufferer, they feel very isolated and like their whole world has collapsed very quickly. That's how it feels. I know, because I've been there. I've been with various versions of sleep problems, from waking up hundreds of times a night, racing heart, feeling like a machine gun was going off in my chest, waking up thinking someone was sitting on me, like something was sitting on my chest, unable to breathe, waking up, sleepwalking, waking up standing down the end of the corridor and in my balcony, then worrying that what if I jumped off or fell off in the night. All variations of this kind of stuff, as well as then not being able to sleep all night, sort of shallow sleep where it's never REM sleep, so waking up drenched in sweat the next day, all day, waking up tired, fatigued, short-term memory loss, feel like I'm thinking through a cement in my head, going on for days and days like that, huge bags under my eyes all the time. Everything related to sleep problems, anxiety was getting in there, especially with generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, which I was suffering from later on in my anxiety journey. That was then playing a part, no matter how relaxed I was. Now, I got to a point where I was like, fuck this. I've had this for so long, this has been going on so much. Do you know what? I really can't be dealing with this anymore. I've got to get better. So I did various things over the years. I did sleep programs, intensive sleep programs, read loads of books on sleep, loads of forum posts on sleep, whole sleep forums, everything. And it all came down to one key thing, which was learning to absolutely accept that even if I don't sleep, even if I'm tired, even if I'm worn out, even if I'm run down, even if I'm drowsy, even if I'm fatigued, everything, even if I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it. It's going to happen. I'm going to feel it. Okay? And if I do, and it's tricky, and I feel like that, well, so what? My life will go on. I'm not going to die on 5 hours sleep. I haven't met anyone die in my groups for not sleeping for a long time. Even if I get 5 hours sleep every day for the next 10, 20 years, so be it. Even if I'm drowsy every day, even if it affects my health a bit every day, so what? And what happened then? Very quickly, I suddenly started to sleep again because I no longer gave a damn if I slept or not. I no longer cared what physical symptoms I had. I no longer cared about anything relating to sleep anymore. Now then I started sleeping well. So what happened then? I started controlling what I now had. Oh my God, I've got sleep again. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so amazing. Going out in the day, it feels so good, clear-minded. Oh, I can't believe it. Like, this is everything I wanted. And then starting to internally protect that. Oh, I don't want to go back to not sleeping. I felt so good the other night from sleeping. So on and so on and so on. That built and built. And I got scared of it again. And I had to go over it and over it again to realize that actually I was okay if I didn't sleep again. I was okay if I didn't sleep. And that is how I then got back to that position. And that happens. And it tries to catch me now and again. Let's say, for example, I've got a big day, something important. I think, oh, I really don't want to be tired for that. It can subtly come in again. So it's about being aware of that. Forget all the sleep routines, absolute load of crap. They're recommended all the time, but they're a nightmare. They set you up for that scenario. Just go to bed when you're tired. If you sleep, you sleep. If you don't, you don't. Now, I know I'm oversimplifying it here. I certainly go into it far a lot more detail when I'm working with people with sleep problems. But in terms of sleep, it's a case of once you learn to accept that even if you don't sleep, it's not the end of the world, and you can just get comfortable with that, then it actually starts coming back in. You're not going to die on 5-6 hours sleep. Most of the symptoms that you're experiencing from loss of sleep are exaggerated by your fear of them, that's right. But then there are a lot of horrible symptoms that I experienced through having the sleeping problems, such as feeling a churning stomach, feeling sick like I was going to vomit at any moment throughout the day, really sweating all the time. That stuff really annoyed me. The things that annoyed me is kind of shallow sleep where you can't tell you were asleep if you were asleep or you weren't. Sort of dreaming where you couldn't tell if you were awake or asleep because it was all interrupted by that. And it was really just getting to a point of screw it, if I can't sleep, I can't sleep. And if that's the reality, it's the reality. And we're all going to get nights where sometimes we don't sleep. Sometimes when I'm working a lot, I was saying this the other day in Instagram Live, I've been working a lot. I've been really high alert with what I was doing all day. And so when it came to the evening, I wasn't really in a sleeping mood. I didn't care if I slept or not. I didn't care because I knew what I'd been through with OCD in the past. OCD in the past, I've been through a whole range of physical symptoms, from physical symptoms that affected all my stomach. I had esophagitis so bad I couldn't swallow food. I was choking. I had to have endoscopies put down there where I was nearly I was vomiting the whole way through it. I was on omeprazole for 7-8 years from acid reflux daily. I had palpitations so bad it used to hurt. When just walking down the street was difficult. Breathing, thought I had asthma all the time because of shortness of breath. I could go on and on and on. Ranges and ranges and ranges of symptoms. But the difference now is even if I noticed an anxiety symptom come up for some reason in some way, I wouldn't be terrified of it. I roll with it and I say, well, maybe tomorrow, let's see where I am. Let's see how I feel tomorrow. Let's see how it turns out. And it's that attitude that is the way to deal with it. Because for so long, when I was stuck in anxiety, I was always like, oh, I must go to the doctor or I must this. Well, no, I got used to just feeling, experiencing it and seeing, just letting time pass to see what happened with that symptom. And that's what happened. So many times when my whole chest and ribs were tight because of breathing problems, acid reflux, silent reflux that come up and affected the lungs and throat. I used to think, God, I'm going to die tonight. It was when I got to that point where I was really like, well, do you know what? Fuck it. Even if I do die tonight, so what? I can't live like this anymore. And it was that attitude that really got under the health OCD, that real screw it attitude. Even if I die, welcoming in, willing in my head that even if I do die now, I am at peace with that, so what? And it was that internal surrendering which was one of the most key points in my OCD recovery journey. I'm going to go into a lot more detail in relation to health OCD and in relation to sleep. In so much, sleep it causes a lot of problems with anxiety sufferers because obviously anxiety makes you more alert, makes you more aware, fight or flight, and so that's the opposite of sleep where you want to be winding down and feeling relaxed and And so sleep then increases anxiety symptoms as well. So that's why we want to help with improving sleep, but not by improving it by being overly concerned of improving it, but actually with the fuck it attitude towards sleep that we adopt, which actually is what gets right under it, to the core of it. All right, guys, thanks for watching this Instagram live. I'll be back on soon.